What's up, everybody? We live
What up,
again.
though?
All right, you can go ahead and do that. I'll
All
talk to
right,
him
I'll
for
be,
a minute.
I'll be right back.
Welcome everybody to the episode. Today we're gonna be talking about the spiritual realm, these different dimensions, and is life the experience of life, man. Is it punishment or is it you know what I'm saying, that we picked to be here? That's what we're gonna be talking about.
All right, I'm back. Um,
You good on your end?
yeah, yeah, we good. We Gucci.
Gucci. All
All
right.
right, so welcome to the show, everybody. So today we're gonna talk about the little spiritual things aside. We're gonna put the relationship side to rest. That's like beating a dead horse. So we're gonna rest on that real quick. And today, Open Minds is gonna open our minds. Basically, we're going to look at things from a different aspect. So if I have anyone who would like to, join in chat or express how they feel, go ahead and comment, and we'll, elaborate as we go. So today I had a Facebook friend ask a question, um, and he basically said, "How do we have to pay for our afterlife? How do we pay in our afterlife for something that we didn't even sign up for, basically?" And that's what inspired this show. So we're gonna ask you some questions. Open mind. First of all, can you tell us, just give us the basics of the dimension that we are in right now? We got 3D, 2D, 4D. What dimension are we in as Earth people?
Right now we in the third dimension. Like our awareness is in the third dimension. But we split between two worlds. We split between the fourth and the third dimension. Because when we go to sleep at night, we be in the fourth dimension.
Okay. So with that said, the fourth dimension, is that safe to say that that's the spiritual realm?
Yeah, that's the spiritual realm for sure. It's consciousness. It's like it's your consciousness without a body. You know what I'm saying? So the spiritual world is like everything without your body. The fourth dimension, that's what that would be. That's it.
Okay. So when we go to sleep, what dimension is that? What would you consider that?
That's the fourth.
That's still the fourth dimension. Okay. So when we sleep, we're also in the fourth dimension. So basically, the fourth dimension would be like our spiritual, our soul, and our subconscious.
No, the fourth dimension would be like just like the third dimension, but it's just without your body. So it's
Without the
like a
body.
whole world without your it's like a whole world without your body. It's it's like consciousness. It's not no time. It's not no space in between it. It's everything happen instantly.
Okay. Okay. So all right, let's get into it. The conversation of how do we get here as people? Like, we got a whole lot of theories on what's really going on, and now with this new age information technology, the internet, and other scrolls and stuff that has been found, um, we have new information on how we got here as people. So can you shine some light on the actual spiritual part of how did we get into our bodies? So how did we come from the fourth dimension until down to the three dimension?
We came down. We came down through soul contracts. We signed a soul contract, not like signed with a pen, but we agreed to come down here from a higher dimension. It's like the eighth dimension. I could tell you everything from like the eighth dimension on down. You know what I'm saying? So we basically came down here to experience life, you know what I'm saying? Life and pain and emotions and everything, because you can't experience all of that in higher dimensions.
So you mean tell me I signed up for this shit?
Yeah, you signed up for this shit.
I
I
signed
like to
up.
look at it like I give everybody an example of it. It's like a movie. If you know everybody done seen Friday. So if everybody done seen Friday, everybody know what's gonna happen next. Everybody know the next part. You can damn near say the words before they come out the actor's mouth. So you know what
Mm.
I'm saying? That's like a that's the example of the fourth dimension. You know what I'm saying? You saw your whole life before you came down here. You knew every scene into the end. You just
So
forgot.
what would make me want to come if I already knew and seen what would happen?
You came down here to because imagine you having everything. Imagine
Mm-hmm.
you having everything and knowing everything. It'd be boring. Imagine you. I like to give the people an example. Imagine you being born rich, born filthy rich. You know what I'm saying? The people that's born filthy rich, what they always want to do, they always want to come to the hood. They always want to go to the hood. They always want to
Right.
experience street life or
The
lesser life,
struggle, the
the
struggle.
struggle.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Then once they go experience the struggle, and then they go back home. You know what I'm saying? You got something to go back home to. You got something to appreciate now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we came up there, we got that mindset. We come back down here to bring that all back up. You know what I'm saying? So we can have actually like fun. You know what I'm saying? So we can enjoy because how you gonna enjoy the money when you was born rich? You don't even know how to enjoy the money because you always had the money.
You already had everything. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so tell me, I've heard things, concepts about when we die, we will come back to this same realm if we don't do something right. So where does that soul contract tie into our sins or our good deeds? How does that work?
Sins are good deal. It worked like this like the ultimate school. You could call Earth a school. And it's really like a war school because when you come here, you got a chance of not making it back. You know what I'm saying? You might not make it back the way you wanted to make it back. You don't know how long it's gonna take you to actually get back to them higher realms. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna lose your memory. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna lose everything and you basically gotta find your way back. You know what I'm saying? You gotta find your way back. It's like going from zero and going back to 100. You know what I'm saying? You gotta find. You started at 100. You coming down to zero, and you gotta make your way back. But it's complicated making your way back because we can't exist in them higher realms unless we got ultimate like love, like Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like the aspect of Jesus. Jesus has so much love, he'll let you beat him to death, and he still love them people. That's like unconditional love. We when we go back up in them higher realms, we can't carry this baggage with us. We can't carry pain. We can't carry sadness. We can't carry, you know what I'm saying, these worldly things with us. We gotta learn how to let them go to get back up to the top.
Mm. Okay, so with that being said, there's really no answer of how many times me or you have been back here in this third dimension. How do we know how many times we come back? How many times, you know what I mean? If we keep coming back and we haven't left and went to the fifth or the sixth or the seventh, eighth dimension, like we
You
just
already there, like you already in the seventh and eighth dimension. Our bodies, our bodies is like Bluetooth devices. You being Bluetooth all the way down to your body. You got a body in each realm. You got a fourth dimensional body. You got a fifth dimensional body. You got a sixth dimensional body. We know this because you got three or four voices in your head. You always having a conversation with yourself, your self conscious, your ego, and your overself. You know what I'm saying? These is other bodies that's in the other dimensions that's communicating with you.
mm, that's deep. That's real deep because I was just thinking to myself, how the little illustration back when
We ain't nothing but Very, 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 very advanced nanotech. Very we technology.
So is that where the concept you got the angel on your shoulder, the devil on your shoulder, and which one do you choose come from?
That's exactly where that come from because you got all of that on your. So you got different aspects of yourself and
So
different.
it's six different aspects or eight?
It's it's 11 dimensions. It's 11 dimensions. Some say it's even more than that. But when you get to the 11th dimension, that's when you out of everything. Like you actually still trapped. When you die, you still trapped. Like everybody think they just want to go to heaven and all of this, but you know what I'm saying. You still heaven is like the eighth dimension. Heaven is like the fifth on up. You know what I'm saying? The fifth on up in dimension. So it's like you still trapped till you get out the ninth dimension, the ninth or the 11th. I forget. You still trapped until you never truly free until you get beyond like the 11th dimension. The fifth and the sixth is like it's like heavenly realms. They like heavenly dimensions where you know all your past lives. You're aware of everything at all times and you can manifest everything at all times. And you ain't got no pain, no sadness because you can't carry all of that up there. You ever heard of you ever heard of uh the Egyptian dude weighing your heart? You can't have a heavy, that's what that means. You can't have a heavy heart going to the higher dimensions. You can't be carrying shit.
Mm. So so when you die, let's say when you die, you come back as a different breed. I mean, not breed, but a different race and a different gender, or do you come back the same gender each time?
You come back different genders. You can come back any gender you want, any race you want, but you pretty much come back in the same area, same spot.
Oh, you like the same time frame?
No, same spot on the planet.
Oh,
We like if you native to the United States, you gonna come back to the United States.
okay, I
Even
see.
if you go over to Europe, even if you go overseas when you die, you gonna come back over here. It's just like the video game. When you
Like when
die,
you
you go
die,
back
you come back
to
to
the
the same. Right.
well,
Okay.
they tell us they put all of this right in our face. They put all of it right in our face. When Mario died, he go back to the checkpoint that he started off at.
Mm.
He don't start off where he was at, where he died at. He go back to the checkpoint. And it's the same thing with us. And if he died too many times, what happened? He got to start all the way up from the beginning again.
So this life is basically just a big ass video game, and I mean, that's what I'm.
As above, so below. As above, so below. So you
It's
looking at
really, it's really interesting. There's so many different barriers and different aspects to this. Like it's so deep. Like okay, so how can you tie in this spirituality viewpoint to Christianity? Like, how is that? You know, because is this still believing in God, or is this just strictly believing in the universe?
I mean, if we get into that, if you want to get into that, God, Jesus was actually here. Like I do actually believe in Jesus. Like he was actually a real person. His name was Joshua because the J wasn't invented to the 1500s. So his actual name was Joshua, and he actually was a being that that walked the planet Earth. But he was just like other beings that worked the planet Earth, like Buddha and all of them other ones. He enlightened himself, and once he got enlightened, he tried to teach other people. But they wanted him to be like a god. They wanted him to be like a king. He ain't want to be that. He was trying to teach people that they was God, and all you got to do is look within. But they mixed and screwed all his teachings. So basically, he was a human that learned how to enlighten himself and go to a higher dimension. I believe Jesus is in the eighth dimension. And once you get to the eighth dimension, it's like you don't want to come back.
Well, they see, they keep saying he coming back. Everybody keep looking at the sky. Where Jesus at? Is that a bird? Is that a plane? Oh my! What it's like, man, it's crazy. This type of talk right now wasn't even heard of back in the 90s. Like, we as Black people weren't even open enough to have these conversations. And I'm starting to see us unravel a little bit more on that side
We
of things.
help Jesus get where he at by people praying and people worshiping him. They sending him power. He got like so much power. He don't want to come back. Our 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 spiritual bodies, like, if you when you come out your body, you take up like 4 blocks, 4 city blocks. You got to fit all of that light into a body. You know what I'm saying? Into this little
That's
body.
what you would say. That's your aura. The light that you
Yeah,
have is
your
your
aura.
aura.
You feel me? Your
Okay.
aura, your aura, that shit shine bright, and it's like go long distance. So if you know what I'm saying, the more praise that you get and the more energy you getting sent to you, the more powerful your light get. You know what I'm saying? Once your light get to a certain, you know what I'm saying, a certain glow, a certain power, you don't want to put that back into a this little tiny body. So, you know what I'm saying? We can communicate with those type of deities. You can communicate with Buddha, you can communicate with Jesus, but those are enlightening beings that got so much power that they not gonna come back down here in nobody.
So, okay, so talk to us about, how do you tap into communicating with the Buddha and the Jesus and the other higher beings? Is that where you experience Cambodia, or is that the name of the little concoction that they drink? Cambodia, or I know shrooms. I know people say they can tap into talking to their ancestors by taking shrooms. I personally never took shrooms, so I don't know what that does to the body or the mind or the psyche.
Those things are like I think you talking about ayahuasca and you talking about shrooms and
Ayahuasca. Yeah, that's what I'm
uh,
talking about. Yeah.
those are just tools, like tools to help you You know what I'm saying? But you really don't need those things. You go to the fourth dimension every night when you go to sleep. You just unaware of it. You know what I'm saying? When you was a kid, you was more aware of it. But as we grow and we start experiencing the world, you'll have a nightmare or something or anything will happen and you you will make yourself not remember your dreams. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Basically, we could communicate with those deities by becoming aware, you know what I'm saying, in both worlds that we live in, because we live in both worlds. We live in the third and the fourth dimension. The fourth dimension ain't nothing but a doorway to the other higher dimensions. That's why you can get stuck. That's why people get stuck in the fourth dimension, because you either get stuck there or you decide to come back here, but you ain't crossing over to that fifth dimension with all that pain, all that, if you, like, people say they got unfinished business and all of that, they holding on to this. You ain't gonna go to the fifth dimension unless you let go of all of that.
How do
So
you let go?
you gotta become awareness is I tell everybody, awareness is everything. You gotta become aware. You gotta become aware when you sleep. You gotta when we die, if you can't remember your dreams, you're not gonna know if you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, if when you die, it ain't you end up in the fourth dimension. When you go to sleep, you end up in the fourth dimension. Do you remember your dream last night? Nine
I had
times out of 10, no. You
I had a weird experience, but I used to be able to remember my dreams, and my dreams would actually be reality in this life. Like, out in high school, people used to, be scared of me because I would say something and it actually happened. Like, I have a dream about somebody and tell them about the dream, and it happened to them the next day or next week, or it already happened to them. So I had like a psychic ability that scared the living daylights out of me, like being 16, 17 years old. And I remember talking to my oldest sister about it. And she was like, no, that's a gift. You just need to know how to control your gift. Don't be scared of that. And I'm like, well, I don't want to know the future. I don't want to know what's about to happen to somebody. I done seen murderers, and I've seen things that you just don't want to see at that young age. You know, now that I'm older and I'm a little bit more experienced, I mean, I wouldn't mind that information because it's beneficial. If I see somebody that in my dream somebody got killed, you know what I'm saying? I could probably prevent that from happening. So yeah, but as I got older, you know, when you drink and you start smoking, and you know, when I started smoking weed, I didn't
Yes,
start drinking until I was like in my
yeah.
late 20s. But I used to smoke weed. You know, I don't smoke no more. But hold on, where my light? I need my light.
What happened when what happened when we a kid and we go to sleep? We have a nightmare. We had our first nightmare. We go tell our parents. They tell you, don't worry about it. It's just a dream. Don't think about it. Like woo woo. They really guiding you to forget it. You know what I'm saying? They not supposed to tell you that. They supposed to tell you that it's not. They supposed to tell you that it is real, but you can't control it and don't
But they
be
don't
afraid.
know. They didn't. Who knows that? They didn't know
I
that
mean,
back
they.
then.
I mean, they didn't know. I mean, we lack that knowledge. But
Right.
basically when you go to sleep, that's the same thing that's gonna happen to you when you die. If you don't know you sleep, you ain't gonna know you dead. So it's a lot of people walking around dead and not knowing they dead. They gotta be woke up. A lot of people just be like, okay, well, my auntie dead and this, that, and the third. And they be like, okay, well, they in heaven. So woo, woo. No, your auntie and your uncle need just as much help as you. Cause 9 times out of 10, if they wasn't spiritual and they don't know this stuff, they don't even know they did. Especially if they die in a traumatic way or something like that, or they hold in baggage in this. They need just as much as help as us. We can help them more than them helping us. We always look for them for help. But like, oh yeah, I got angels because my people done died. No, your people probably on the other side messed up, not even knowing they did. You
Okay.
gotta help them wake up.
With that being said, we do have a question in the comments. I'm gonna answer that question. Well, I'm gonna ask that question in a minute. You see it?
Yeah, I put it up
Okay.
there. Terry,
Okay.
you answer your question.
Before we answer that though, I don't want to get too far off what you're saying. With that being said, okay, so when you're stuck and you don't know that you did, you're saying that basically we can help them realize that they are stuck in the fourth dimension.
Yeah. We can help them realize that they stuck in the fourth dimension by becoming aware while we sleep.
Okay, so give me an
By doing
example.
it while we alive. You gotta practice this stuff while you alive so you'll know what you do when you die.
Okay, give me an example from like, let's say if I have someone that's stuck in the fourth dimension. Today is actually the anniversary of my cousin's death. Rest in peace, TT. She died December 1st, 2000 and was that 2012? Yes, 2012. It was a horrible year for me as well. No, the year after that, 2013, was a horrible year. Anyway, so let's say TT, my cousin, is stuck in that dimension. How can I connect with her to let her know that she's stuck and she don't realize that she's asleep or in a sleep state of mind, or you know what I mean?
Okay. Have you ever, like you said, you gave me an example earlier when you said you said you had a dream last night and you said you ain't know where you exactly was and stuff like that, like you was in the house and this, that, and the third.
Hmm.
You help them by practicing that. uh Practicing becoming aware in your dreams. You gonna get scared and it's gonna push you back in your body. You
That's
know what I'm saying?
exactly what
Like
happened.
woo, woo,
That's
woo, woo.
exactly what
But
happened.
the more you practice, the more you will realize that the more you become aware. And in the fourth dimension, it ain't no, like I say, it ain't no time. You can be anywhere at any place at any time. You If you can become aware enough in your dream to control your dream, then you can be anywhere at any place at any time. You can
That's
be,
the call a lucid dream, right?
yeah, you can be with your cousin. All you got to do is think about your cousin and you're going to be with her. But can you become aware enough in your sleep to do that? That's the thing. We can. It just take practice.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll go through.
You ever been in a dream and you was there and then you was outside somewhere and then you was down the street somewhere and then this dream just turned into a whole nother dream.
all the
It's
time.
it's no it's
All the
no
time, like you just jump from one.
yeah, because
Yeah.
you can be anywhere at any time. It's just your dream, you letting your dream run wild. When
Oh,
if
instead
you
of
become,
controlling it.
you gotta control, you gotta be like, you gotta wake up in your dream, you gotta be like, I'm sleeping. You gotta realize that, stay calm so you won't go back into your body, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, woo woo. You gotta and you gotta like, you gotta realize that, okay, well, I'm asleep right now. Okay, well, I wanna be here and you're gonna be there.
Mm.
You gotta control. We become aware enough to sometimes to where we know we dreaming and we in a dream, but we don't become aware enough to be like,
Let
I'm
me
in a
tap
dream,
into
I
it.
control
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I understand now. I understand. Okay. So let's go down to these dimensions, and then we're gonna come back and touch that subject because I'm not done. I need some more answers when it comes to that. But she said, can you list and identify all of the dimensions?
Basically all the way up to the A.
So let's start with dimension. The first one. Where is that at? Is that where we're created as spiritual beings, or what's
No,
going
we
on?
go from you go from high down. High down. You go from
Oh,
source,
from
you go from
11.
source on down. We all connected. We all connected as one. We all come from one consciousness, one ball of light that broke off so many times and came down in the realms and all split into different bodies and shit. That's basically what happened. So if we, when you go all the way back up to source creation, you will find out that you is creation. You is God. You know what I'm saying? We all God. We all each other. We just broke ourselves off to be cola. I broke myself off to be Open Mindz. We broke whoop whoop. So we all down here experiencing different things, and we break, our job is to take it back to source.
Okay, what's the
Like
point of taking
it's
it
like
back to
so,
source?
huh?
What's the point of taking it back to source? Like if we gonna take it back to source,
The point to take it back to source so source can experience. So we can experience. It's the same thing that I said earlier. When you source, you born rich. You born all creation. You born everything. So you know what I'm saying? You got everything, you know everything. You know what I'm saying? You break yourself down to experience it.
okay. So do we go past the fifth dimension? Is there? I mean, the third dimension. So right now we're in 3D. This is the third dimension. So is the second dimension a place to go? Is
Right
that
now
hell?
you in every dimension. You just Bluetooth to the, your awareness is in the third dimension.
Okay. So what my question is, what's under the third dimension? When you
What's
die, I
under
mean,
the third dimension, that's considered like,
is that hell? You know, when people say you're going to hell, what's hell? Is that the second dimension? Is that the first dimension?
hell is
What?
being, hell is like, it's not the place of fire or nothing like that. Hell is just being lack of awareness. Like you, like I said, the people walking around and they don't know they even dead. Like they just, you know what I'm saying, just walking around. You feel me? But
Like the movie Ghost? Like you remember the movie Ghost with
yeah,
Whoopi Goldberg and the guy was dead and he I guess you would say he was in the fourth dimension. No, not Ghost. The movie Sixth Sense when he didn't know he was dead, but the little boy who actually could talk to the dead made him realize that I see dead people and you're one of the people that I'm talking to who's dead,
yeah.
and he didn't
So
even know it.
you see how he was walking around and he didn't even know he was dead. That's exactly
Exactly.
what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't even notice himself walking down the street. He was skipping scenes. Like he'll leave the little boy house and just end up at his house. And he ain't even know that. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't aware enough to know that.
Mm.
He wasn't aware enough to know that his wife wasn't even paying attention to him. You know what I'm saying? In his mind, he just thought that she was mad at him or something.
Right. He was going through it. Boy was going through it. He was okay, so when he became aware, the little boy actually made him aware, and then he gained consciousness of what was going on.
You see how the little boy told him he was dead and made him aware? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you can get, that's why it's called attachments. You can get so attached to this world that you don't want to leave it. So you would get stuck in the fourth dimension, still living in the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Still
Still
living
living in the third dimension.
because you don't want to leave. You got to attach. You got to let go of this shit to go to the fifth. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And you see, once he realized and became aware, the tunnel opened up for him. He saw the light and he realized, yeah, I got to let this go.
Right. In order to go to where he was going.
Yeah.
Okay. That's deep. This is deep. This is real deep right here, man.
They show us all this shit, man, in the movies. People just don't know how to decipher it, man. This shit real life.
I mean, but this is okay. So where did all this information come from? Like, because people have been talking about this. Not the first time I've heard anyone say this type of stuff. The first time I heard this is when I was like 20 years old, and he was telling me. I thought he was crazy. I ain't even gonna hold you up. I was like, this must be smoking crack or something. Like, I don't.
That's what we train to do. We get brainwashed to do that.
I wonder where dude at. He was deep. He probably on a whole nother level right now. But yeah. So with that being said,
Like the first, you was asking me like the first dimension. So the first dimension is like nothing but like empty, like I just want to say like empty space. Like it's probably like cold, damp, like, and it's just like a dark place where like nightmares and shit probably happen and shit like that. But it's just like a place with trap souls, a whole bunch of trap souls, people living in their minds. They just walking around living in their minds just like dogwoods. You know what I'm saying? But that's like the fourth dimension too. But it go up. For instance, second dimension. The second dimension, I consider that like bugs and shit. Like for instance, an ant can't see nothing that's in front of him. I mean, an ant can't see nothing that's around him. It can't see nothing but it's in front of him. You could be standing right next to an ant and never know you was there. Half the time when we step on ants, they never saw us. They never heard us. They don't even know we there because they only can see in front of them. We three-dimensional. So you go up so we can see around us. We can see up. We can see down. We can see woo woo, we can see woo, but we can't see the fourth dimension, which is right next to us, which is our ancestors and all of these ghosts and spirits. That's right, but we don't pay attention to it because we just like the ants. But it's right there.
okay. So tell me this. Now we about to really get deep because when we do encounter spirits, because I've encountered the spiritual world before, and I've heard a host of stories who have had the same experiences. How was that we tapped into the fourth dimension then when we weren't in a sleep state? I've been as conscious as I am right now and have seen spirits.
Because the fourth dimension is a doorway. It's a doorway. It's the fourth dimension is like the fourth dimension is like a 3D telephone, if that make any sense. If you that you can use in your body and out your body. Right now, in your body, you more connected to, you more aware when you awoke than when you sleep. But when you cross over to when you lose your body, it's gonna be the other way around. But you still can be asleep. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because
So
you lose this time frame. Like once you get in this body, you in a time frame. Like I say, like Smokey and Craig sitting on the porch, they don't know what's gonna happen next. We know what's gonna happen next because we have seen the whole movie. But they at that time they don't know what's gonna happen next. They don't know Debo coming down the street before. You know what I'm saying? We know.
so do our ancestors know what's gonna happen to us before it happens?
If
They know
aware,
if they're aware. Yeah, we talking about the aware ones, not the ones that sleepwalking and don't know that they did. So they know that tomorrow what's gonna happen to me.
mm-hmm. They can see everything. They can't alter your future because you did it. You set up your future. What they can do is guide you, show you messages, communicate with you all day, show you messages, but they can't like alter your shit. Like when you die, that's when you gonna die. That's when you wanted to die.
Oh, so that's why they say it's a time and date
It's
for
like a
that.
movie. It's just like I say, watching a movie. They sitting back on the other side. Craig and Day don't see us watching the movie. They don't see
Right.
us watching the movie, but we clear as day right there watching the movie, watching them on the screen. You feel me? But they don't see us. You feel me? But we know what's gonna happen next. We can
Okay,
see it all at once.
so tell me this then, cause
But they can't change. We can't change it. We can't change the scenes in the movie. The next scene we might know it, but we can't change it. You see what I'm saying?
right. You know how you be screaming at the movie like, man, no, like it's a scary movie or something. You be like, oh my God, run,
That's what
run.
they
That's
be
our
doing with us.
ancestors' guidance. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I get it. I get it. Okay. So with that being said, what happens when you don't die naturally and you commit suicide? What's the difference?
All right, with that, we come down here and like when we break off from source, we break off in like bunches of pieces. So you come down here like in I call it like soul groups. And these the people that you be around. These your family members, these your friends, these the people that you encounter that you feel like you already knew, that you
Yeah.
feel comfortable with. You ever met a person that you feel comfortable around but you just
Just
not
met.
meeting them?
Yeah.
That's because you know them in past life. You know them. You know what I'm saying? It was their time to come into your life on this one. Woo, woo, but y'all know each other. You see what
Mm.
I'm saying? So y'all come down here in packs. Like I think we come down here in packs of 50. You know what I'm saying? And we all come down here for different reasons and shit like that. Like woo, woo. And we all trying to get back to source. And we all helping each other. Believe it or not, like I say, we all know shit. You know your killer. If if you wanted to get murdered in this life and you want to experience that, and because we come down in different lives, we got so many lives. So right. So say you got 50 lives like on the game. Say on the game at the top of the screen, you got 50 lives. But in this 50 lives, you got to experience 100% pain, 100% happiness, 100% this, 100% that. So you might split it up in lives. Like this life, I'm gonna put 30% pain, this anger, this that, and the third. This life, this that, and the third. The problem is on the other side, we don't really know what we gonna experience when we get here. Like, it look
What's
all
gonna be the pain and what's gonna be the happiness and what's gonna be the anger? We just
it
put
look
it.
easy. It look easy. So you might pack one life with 100% or 80% of pain. You know what I'm saying? So you can get that over with, so you can go to your other lives and you don't have to experience that much pain. Get it all out the way with one life or two lives or something. Putting
So
too
that
much.
so that explains when people be like, "Why I gotta go through this? Why I'm going through all of this pain? Like, why me?"
Yeah, because you say you put all that pain. You know how you make the character in the football, like or whatever. You make your avatar character. You want them to be this. You want them to have this much strength. You want them to have this. We do this with lives before we get here. We want this life to have so much pain. We want this life to have so much happiness. We want whoop 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 whoop, and we stack it all on top. Or we stack it on top of each other. Like this life, we might be doing 50% pain, 50% happiness. The other life, we might do 30% pain, 80% happiness. You know what I'm saying? Like woo 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 woo. But we got 100% to knock out. So you might want to try to knock out as much of the bullshit in one life, and then you find out you can't do it. You get here and you can't do it. The avatar that you done built, the life that you done built, you can't do it. You end up killing yourself. And that fuck up everything because, like I say, we come down here in packs. So now everybody gotta wait on you, basically. First of all, you gotta wait on everybody to die that came down here with you. You gotta wait on all of them to go.
How
Then they
many is
got.
it? How many is it that come with you?
I'm saying I put a number on it like 50.
Okay, you just
I
don't
put a
know. You
number
don't
on it
know
like,
how many. Okay, so it could be more or it could be less. Basically,
huh?
it could be more people to
It can
come
be
with you.
more, it can be less. It can be way more than that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like 50, probably a couple hundred or something like that.
So if you commit suicide, so you gotta wait until the fourth dimension until everybody who you came here with dies.
Die. And then it's the messed up part. This why suicide is so bad. Then they gotta wait on you to go through the life again. So when you kill yourself, you're gonna live the same damn life, just on a different timeline in a parallel universe. So you're gonna go through the same life until you get it right. Till you do it. But now they gotta wait on you. So you holding everybody else from getting to the top.
From going back to the source.
Yeah.
Which is the eighth dimension.
Because now they gotta wait on you to either before they reincarnate and go into other lives, or either pass on and go into the fifth dimension. But they gotta wait on you.
This is deep.
And you gotta wait on this.
I hope y'all taking notes, because man, this is deep. But
because the dumb person that killed themselves. Now you gotta wait on everybody to come back. I mean, everybody to die. Then somebody gotta wake you up, because you ain't even gonna know you dead because you done killed yourself. So you're gonna be walking around now repeating the same thing, killing yourself over and over again.
Let's not use the word dumb for people who have committed themselves. Because I have a dear friend. Everybody know, if anybody know me, that my friend Brad, he committed suicide, and he was far from dumb. But I do understand when people say that. I mean, because I feel like, yeah, you're going to die one day anyway. But like you said, you don't know what type of pain someone was going through at that moment that made them do what they did. They had to be in some type of agony. So, and the crazy part about that is when he died, that's when I really started seeing a lot of spiritual stuff that I've never experienced before. Wow. He actually came to me in my sleep. And it wasn't like I was asleep though. It was like I was in a spiritual realm, and he floated to the window that I was at. My bed was up against the window, and he floated up to that window, and he was looking down on me, and I said, "Are you all right?" And he looked at me, he shook his head. He was like, and it's this certain facial expression that he used to always have, and I knew that he was okay. That's the only time that I ever seen. He don't. Like I never dream about him. Never. That was the only time, the first and only time. So he not stuck, because if he was stuck, he wouldn't have visited me in that fourth dimension. But my thing is, where is he now? Because he never comes to me in my dreams anymore. So did he's still waiting on the people that he came with to die?
Possibly.
This is beyond me.
But it's I mean, it's good to know that you ain't gonna burn forever. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be stuck like that forever, man. We eternal beings. We never die. So we never just gonna be messed up forever.
That was to me, that sounded like a lie anyway, because once you're a spirit, your spirit can't burn in forever pain, because the only time we feel pain is when we become a physical being anyway. So it's like, how the hell am I gonna burn forever if I don't even have my body? My body is not there. So I knew when I was.
And that brings me back to your question when you said, how can we communicate? You know what I'm saying? How you communicate is by doing the same thing the dead do. You know what I'm saying? So the dead don't eat. So if you want to communicate with the dead, don't eat. Go on a fast.
That's called hallucination, motherfucker.
No, that's what they trick you into.
You gonna be walking around over here, deprived and starving, and then you start hallucinating. You gonna see every goddamn thing then.
Right. If you don't eat, you're gonna start breaking the veil between the third and the fourth dimension. You're gonna start seeing both.
I got to eat. That's not gonna happen. I mean, I guess that's where that word fast.
I mean, when you die, you ain't gonna eat.
But I ain't gonna have my body.
You eating, and you putting life force up into your body. You putting life force in your body, so that's why you more aware of what's going on in your flesh than what's going on when you sleep, because you doing what your body wants your body to do while you living. If you want to connect with them, you got to do things that they don't do. I mean, things that they can't do.
So fasting for a week would help me connect
Yeah,
to
will
my.
help you connect with the spiritual realm. Not going to sleep will help you connect with the spiritual realm because spirits don't sleep.
That's another form of
Body,
hallucination.
body. That's what they tell you. That's what the scientists tell you.
Yeah.
What happens is your body not meant to take on that much. Your body only meant to experience this third dimensional realm. It's not meant to experience the fourth dimension or any other dimension. So when your body starts seeing that, it's like putting too much on a computer that can't take that much data.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be able to process right. So to you, it's gonna be distorted. So that's where hallucination come in at. You actually seeing the real thing. You breaking the veil and you seeing past the veil, but your body can't handle it. Your brain can't handle it while you awoke in your body, while you aware in your body. It can handle it while you sleep, but it can't handle it when you awoke.
Mm.
But you can do those things to enhance your shit so you can communicate with them. Like you say, a week fast, grounding. They keep us with these rubber shoes on and these heels on our boots. When we people only touch the ground once or twice a year. When they go to the beach or when they doing this or when they doing that. We electrical creatures. Our body is electrical. The plants is electrical. We attach to the earth, and that gives us power. But we never get the power because we always got shoes on when we go outside.
That's why. What's the name? It's a famous person. I can't remember the one who played on A Different World. The one with the crazy hair, the mixed one looking chick. Her daughters. You never see them little girls with shoes on. They walk outside. They run outside, and I'm like, why are they rich, but they don't never have these little
Why you
girls with
think
no
all
shoes
these
on?
spiritual people come from Africa and they come from India and they
And
woo
they
woo
be
and they be more psychic
barefooted.
than us, have
Mm-hmm.
more spiritual abilities than us because they been walking around half their life with no shoes on.
Mm. I'm about to take my
A
shoes
lot
off.
of the sicknesses in our bodies is because we be having shoes on and shit.
I'm taking my shoes off now. No, let me stop. That's deep though. That's I've actually heard that before. Like we supposed to be more in tune with the earth from our foot on up. You know what I'm saying? And the sun is the source of power, especially for black
That's
people.
why we
Like,
got these prints. You got prints on your fingertips. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing that's in the trees. That's the same thing that's the whole galaxy. That's the same thing that make up everything. We a part of everything. But us walking on these soles on our shoes is disconnecting us.
mm. So how can it, I guess I would ask like, not starving yourself to death or walking
I
around
ain't
sleep
saying starve
deprived.
yourself to death or nothing like that. It's just
No, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say because I don't want people to get the wrong idea as far as like trying to get spiritually in touch and in tune. How can you do that in a healthier way without drugs or because I know drugs. I mean, I guess people say mushrooms
I
aren't a
just
drug.
told you. I just told you a healthier way. Walk outside with no shoes on.
That's
Um,
still kind of that's unhealthy, but I
that's
feel you.
unhealthy. No, it's not. I just
I,
told you we connected to the earth.
I mean, I get it, but you got to understand. Like,
Not on
I'm a
the
judge.
concrete or nothing. Go to the dirt. Go to the forest. Go walk around your
Oh, you
own
mean on the
yard.
grass? Oh, the grass.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
okay,
grass.
okay,
Not
okay, okay. I'm thinking you talking
concrete
about
is man
you.
made.
Look, you already got the people going outside with bonnets on. You gonna have them barefooted at the damn grocery store, like.
No, no. See, that's the floor. I'm talking about the ground, not the floor.
Okay,
You gotta
okay,
touch the
okay.
ground, the dirt. You gotta
Lord
put
have
your
mercy.
your, your foot in the sand.
It feels so good too. Oh my God, it feels so.
Exactly, and you wonder why. It'll drain the sickness up out you. People sick walking around, they don't know they just gotta walk around outside with no shoes on, and the earth will drain all that up out
Mm,
you. We like a battery. The earth will charge you up.
Mm.
They do all this shit to us on purpose.
What's the reason for them to doing this? What's the point?
What's the point? Because
Yeah.
they don't want you to tap into your powers. They don't want you to know this. Because if we come together, we can stop all of this. If we become aware enough, we can stop all of this. All this is awareness and consciousness. Only reason your feet hit the ground is because enough of us believe that your feet have hit the ground and you gonna stop. If enough of us come together and we say that our feet ain't gonna hit the ground, we gonna fly, we'll get to flying. But because
We get the flying.
all of us on the earth think that we supposed to be on the ground, you on the ground.
Wait, let me get this right. You saying that we can fly in this dimension if
Yes,
everybody just put our mind to it and believe that we can fly, we get to flying around?
we make this. You make this with your head.
Boy, you gonna start me back to drinking. I ain't had a drink in almost it'll be 2 years, December 29th. And this type of cocktail talk right here. Like I can't wrap my mind. I mean, I'm not saying I don't believe you. It's just very hard to grasp. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine all of us flying right now. Like, we ain't got to drive no more. We don't have to use cars. I could just drive to Detroit. I could fly to Detroit right now if I want to. That's.
If enough of us believe that, then if enough of us believe that, then
How many
it'll be
is
possible.
enough? Give me enough, cause I'm about to have people sign a petition. What?
Okay, let me tell you this. Let me prove it to you. Uh, uh, Jesus taught us this in the Bible. He taught what the Bible say. When one or more gather, more in His name, then He'll be there. You feel me? So basically, what that mean is, if one or more of us come together and we believe in something, it's gonna happen. That's what is possible because we are making this up. We are making this up, split apart, but coming together as one consciousness, making it believe that it's the earth, making it believe that it's the clouds in the sky, making it believe that it's all of this, and that's why it's so. But if enough of us believe that is going, it's like voting. It's the same thing as so below, so below. If enough of us vote on Trump, he gonna be the president because it's an undeniable vote. You know what I'm saying? It might be 2 million vote lead to, you know what I'm saying, the other dude. You feel me? So it's undeniable.
Mm,
So if enough of us believe that this shit is fake, it'll be fake.
mm.
But it's all, we are thinking it's real. We are saying it's real. We are saying the ground there. We are saying the water. We are saying your car real. We all believe in this shit, so that's therefore it's real.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's why they spread us out because they know if enough of us come together and realize that, we can change the world in a matter of 30 days type shit. And that's what they talk about when they talk about the uh, Atlantis civilization, Lemuria civilization. Those are civilizations that came together and they all believed in the same thing. They knew how powerful consciousness was. You know what I'm saying? So they used it. You feel me?
Mm,
After all of that, we get the Tower of Babel story. We get split up, languages get changed, this, that, and the third, because they don't want us to come together as one. When we had one language and we was on one rhythm, we was all on one frequency, we can change this shit whenever we want to.
mm. It's amazing. It's just amazing what type of knowledge is being released these days, and how conscious we are becoming as a people. You know,
Look up the people that we could come together in a group. Like we could come together in a group and go meditate in the middle of the night in the woods and a UFO will pop up. We all want the UFO. We can all like focus on the UFO, the aliens, and they'll pop up. Only reason it don't happen in the church is because the church designed the way the church designed. We to muster up energy and do things, you need to be in like ovals. That's why they squared everything out. And they got the big antenna on the church and woo 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 woo. All that power of the singing of the choir, of this, that, and the third, all that energy that y'all creating, they sending it somewhere else. If y'all keep it right there, if they keep it right there, miracles will happen. The person that's in the wheelchair get up and get to walking. This, that, and the third, woo, 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 woo. It's a reason why the churches is shaped the way they is, and everything is all squared off in 90-degree angles and shooting up to the sky to the ceiling with the woo woo. If we make it oval, you and we come together, dance, sing, praise, lift the vibration energy, all type of miracles will happen. They gonna ban this. And I better stop talking before they come get me for real. Cause bro, yo auntie that's in the wheelchair, bro, y'all can throw a party for y'all auntie, bro, in the wheelchair, in the oval room. Why you think the White House got the Oval Office and this and that and the third? It's oval. All these Capitol buildings is ovals and woo woo. And then our churches is 90-degree angles and woo 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 woo. Because they know how to keep the energy and they taking the energy from us.
So is the energy being redirected to them? Is that where the square and the pointiness?
Yeah, they know how to harness the energy. They know how to harness the energy.
That's deep.
That's why it's always a church in every city, downtown capital of the city.
Mm.
The cities is set up like circuit boards. That's why it's always a church on the corner, never in the middle, on the corner, because it's circuitry. They flowing the energy to a certain spot.
Wow.
Your energy that you giving away that you can keep, but they giving it away.
I don't know how to feel about that.
This shit get deep, man.
Oh, it is. It really is. It's real
This
deep, and
shit get deep.
it's like I have a million questions, and I don't even know where to. Like we'd be on here for 6 hours
You
messing
a
around.
god, man. We are gods, man. You can go outside and
I'm a
literally
goddess. I'm a goddess.
God is, yeah, your God is. You literally can go outside and move the clouds. If you tell the cloud to move, it'll move. True story.
Mm.
Why you
Well,
think? Why you think we go back in time? We go back to our ancestors doing rain dances and making the weather rain, causing storms on their enemies. They played with nature. They played with magic. We capable of doing magic. A woman ain't nothing but a Tesla coil. When y'all come together and y'all dance in rhythm and dance together and do that, y'all can make powerful shit happen.
what we be doing? Do it again.
You know the little belly dances and shit. When y'all come together, do that shit.
Oh shoot.
But it's they put this shit right in our faces. You feel me? Because what you do on the game, what you see happening on Grand Theft Auto, when dog do the cheat code, and then all of a sudden he got more money. He'll put a blessing in his pocket because he did the cheat code. He could change the weather by moving doing the cheat code. Woo woo. This is all as above, so below. I mean, yeah, that is it's all the same thing. We go outside and dance in a certain sequence, we can bring the rain. We can do this, we can do that. You know what I'm saying? You can do certain things just by dancing and lifting up your vibration.
Okay, so all right, I'm gonna jump on to a different element, but we're still in spirituality, y'all. So if y'all have any questions or whatever, don't be afraid. Go ahead, tap in at the bottom. We're gonna answer them for y'all. Um, Women. Now I've been told, of course we are powerful beings and stuff like that. why do you think that our periods are 28 days and the moon cycle is 28 days as well? What correlation do we as women have with the moon?
Man, don't give me the moon ain't the
You
moon.
ain't gotta go that. You ain't gotta go off into the deep end. But you know what I'm saying. I'm just curious because I was somebody had
Hey,
posted
listen
on.
to me, man. The moon. Listen to me. The moon is is artificial, man. That bitch was made, bro. That bitch was brought here, bro. You can go to a time. You can read Genesis. It was a time when the moon wasn't in the sky. You know what I'm saying? The moon is the only object that don't spin in the solar system. Every other thing spins. It's either going this way or it's either going that way. That bitch sits still and it just revolve around us. It's supposed to spin and revolve around us. We never see the other side of the moon.
That's
The
because
moon,
the reason the moon does not we can't see the other side is because it's spinning. The Earth is spinning and the moon is spinning at the exact same time. It's on the same axle. So
that's what
it's
they told you. How
yeah.
that makes sense?
It does make sense when you think about it because if it's something that's moving at the same speed as if Earth is moving at the same speed as the moon, you will never get a chance to see the other side of the moon because it's moving at the same time. It's all at the it's in sync.
I don't believe. I
I
don't
mean, I'm
believe
not
it.
saying it's true. That's the scientific fact, and the only reason I know that now is because my son, my 8-year old, is heavily into astrology, and he comes and tells me all types of stuff, and he told me that, and I showed me a video, and I was
My
like, whoa.
my aspect on the moon is totally. My aspect on space is totally different than everybody. You know what I'm saying? Than everybody else. It's like if space ain't nothing but another form of water to me. You know what I'm saying? If that make any sense. You want me to explain?
Please do.
Okay, so you breathing H2O and a whole bunch of other what you drink H2O or whatever area is a lesser form of water. You know what I'm saying? A higher form of water is water, actual water. Space ain't nothing but a different form of water too. You ever seen a lava glass?
Mhm.
You see how the different densities sit on top of the different densities?
Mhm.
Yeah. So space ain't nothing but another form of water. That's why they call it spaceships and this and that and the third, because they know that it's just another form of water. It might not be the heaviest form of water is actually water. Then you go light until we breathe in water. Air is water. We water beings, we water creatures. Everything around us is water. We 90% water and everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything around. We live in a water
75%.
realm. We live in the aquatic realm. We water beings, but that's a different form of water.
Mhm.
Just like the dolphins can't get up out the water and walk. If we take the dolphin out the water, it's gonna look totally different. Like it's gonna look he gonna be in a different world. It's gonna be some shit he never seen, but it's always been there at the same time. And he ain't gonna be able to survive because he can't breathe a lesser density water. He only can breathe the high density water. And it's the same thing with us with dimensions. If you take a fish that's always been in the water, out the water, and it finally look at the world with these colors and all this shit is gonna be bright as hell. Colors that it ain't never really seen blue and this and that because under the water is distorted, like woo 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 woo. So when you break it up out the water, it's gonna think it's in heaven or something by the eye, by looking at it at the eye. And that's the same thing of when we die and get out our body and go to a higher dimension. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never really seen colors until you see it in a higher dimension. It's gonna be colors we ain't never seen, things that you know what I'm saying? Everything is just gonna be this shit gonna look fake compared to that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like a fish got took out of water. But yeah, the moon, back to the moon. Um, I think the moon was put there, from what I understand, this was a woman, a female dominant planet until we was split and the males was made, and somebody intentionally put that up there to mess with y'all powers. Y'all used to be, I mean, we used to be all asexual beings. We used to be, that's why we come from y'all. We are split. That's why we got nipples. We got all the same body parts. We used to be one being, but we got split. Boom. We got split. When we was one being, we was more feminine. If that make any sense. We was more feminine, and we could have and we could produce offspring without having sex. Because we was both sexes in one. Asexual being.
Is that how Mary had Jesus?
Mary, nah. Mary,
Mary,
Mary
Mary.
got simulated. I mean, Mary, the same thing that happened, the same thing that we can do today, that's what happened to Mary. They put a baby in Mary. They put a hybrid being in Mary. That was Jesus. That extraterrestrial being took her shit and impregnated her to have him. That's why he got enlightened so fast. See, the thing about Jesus was Jesus was already like a high dimensional being that came down here. That came down here through the woman, through a portal, through the woman's, you know what I'm saying, through y'all vagina. That's a
Our
portal.
womb. Our womb.
Yeah. He wanted the
Oh,
experience. He wanted the experience coming from a baby on up. He never was like a. He was like a. Jesus was like a six-dimensional being that came here. So he had to come down and come in order to come down to earth. He had to come through a woman's womb. Does that make any sense? He
but
had to
don't
come
we
through a
all come
portal.
through? We all come through the woman's womb.
Yeah, we all come through the woman's womb, but he came through different. Like he came through. It wasn't no man. Like it wasn't no man to do with him. You see what I'm saying?
Nah,
It's crazy.
I ain't following you on this one. I don't know what you talking about
Bro, but
right here.
she got impregnated with the needle though, man. For real. On long story short.
So you saying aliens basically
Yeah,
hijacked Mary's body, impregnated her with Jesus, and that's how. So okay,
the same aliens that made us.
that made us.
Yeah, we
Wait a
made.
minute. I thought we broke off from pieces of.
That's when we talking about the spiritual. We talking about beings that know how to mix spiritual with technology.
So how the hell we? Okay, now you gotta inform us on how we was made then.
We was made by a species called the Anunnaki. This species was higher up in consciousness than us, and they had way longer time spans than us. They was able to live thousands of years. So imagine you studying math. You only going to college for 4 years to study all the subjects. This person can study a subject for 100 years, easy. You know what I'm saying? They technology and shit was way more ahead, like they way more advanced than us. So they came here, and it was already a species on this planet. They they genetically modified that species and mixed them with us, mixed them with that species, and that made us basically. That made Adam.
So the Anunnakis are in the what dimension? They in the sixth dimension or the eighth dimension, or what dimension they in right now?
They in the third dimension. They in higher dimensions too. They got more access to their consciousness than us. They not split. You not no 100% human being. You don't have 100% of your power. You've been split so many times. You used to be one being, man and woman hooked together. Then they split you. Then they split you down in races. Then they split you down in consciousness with messing with your head and changing your languages and all it. You nowhere near, you know what I'm saying, as strong as Adam them was when they was made. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So to go back to your question, you said what you say?
I was saying, what did the moon? What did the moon have to do with like women in our cycle being 28 days? Every 28 days, the moon changes its phase, and every 28 days, we come on our periods. If you're not pregnant, you are going to have a period. I just find that very fascinating for everything to be in sync with the universe. So it's like the women, we are powerful creatures. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of things that we still have that men don't have. Like I think everybody has natural intuition, but the women's intuition is a little deeper. Like we can see some stuff that y'all don't even be paying no attention to. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all are more logical beings. We're emotional, but we also have the gift to be logical. You know, if you train yourself, if a woman train herself to be more logical than emotional, she's a powerful woman alone. Just been saying that, but we're still gonna be in tune with our emotional side. So I just was thinking, like, what correlation does the moon have with the woman's period cycle?
Um,
Someone
have you
said,
ever heard of like so that blood, right? So that blood can make a whole being. That blood powerful. Some witches and some people use that as magic. You know what I'm saying? They use that for protection. Some people put that on their doorways way back in the day. You know what I'm saying? This our ancestors way back in the day. They know the power that's in that shit. You know what I'm saying? So the moon draining y'all of that shit is really draining y'all the the power. You know what I'm saying? Draining y'all power. If the moon wasn't up there, y'all wouldn't have no period. If y'all wouldn't have no period, then where would all that power go? Y'all would still have it. If y'all had that power, then all the things that y'all capable of doing that y'all already do, y'all intuition, this, that, and the third. Y'all know how to heal people. Y'all know how to do this. Y'all know how to do that. Y'all can mess with the weather. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how to throw hexes and curses on motherfuckers. All type of shit a woman can do. You know what I'm saying? But
hence Mother
all of
Nature.
that, all of that'll be enhanced.
Is that where the term Mother Nature comes
Yes.
from?
Yes, Mother Nature. Y'all connected to nature. Earth is a feminine planet. It's a female planet. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's way more females in the world than men. You know what I'm saying? It's a female planet. Y'all connected to the planet more than us. We was really just made to protect y'all. You feel me? But they they genetically fuck with y'all, fuck with us, basically, because we was one being. They genetically fucked with us. But after they fucked with us, y'all started making us. Like at first, motherfuckers was just having a whole lot of girls and shit. But then y'all started making boys to protect y'all, you know what I'm saying? From the invaders, which is on the land. The invaders, these motherfuckers that's suppressing us and doing this shit to us. See, these beings is still here. They know how to, even after, even after they long periods of life and shit, they know how to put themselves in bodies and shit like that. They know how to transfer their consciousness over to bodies and shit. So that's why they say the presidents is all related. But you see them black and white, like how is Obama, you know what I'm saying? Whoop, whoop. Everybody be wondering, like, how is they all related if they from different families and shit? Because you go all the way back, they from the same goddamn family that keep jumping in different bodies and shit.
I thought it was their bloodline.
Watch Get Out. Get Out movie told the whole story. Cause they gotta put it in our face. But the Get Out movie told the whole story, man. That's how they can they can trap your consciousness and put them in your body and have control over your body while you in the sunken place.
How can they do that? What type of tools are they using to do that?
So for instance, these rappers that go to jail and they come back out different. These is people that want to live the life of a rapper. These is these beings that want to be like woo 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 woo. They taking over. People saying they being cloned. They ain't being cloned. They whole fucking body is being taken over. They consciousness is being taken over. A motherfucker can hypnotize you, right? Motherfucker do like whoop whoop and how you hypnotize. They hypnotize us all the time. They showed you that in the movie. It took her 2 days to hypnotize dog with that cook. He ain't even know he was being hypnotized. So as we watching these shows, as we looking at these colors, as we listening to these certain type of musics, we being controlled. We being brainwashed. And you don't even know it. They tell you this shit. You feel me? And then they can come take you. And once they come take you, they know how to take over your body and put they self in there and shit.
That's deep. That's on a whole nother level. That's on a whole nother level. So speaking on that levels, let's talk about
You do the same thing all the time when you channel and you talk to your other self. When you talking to your higher self and your self-conscious and your ego, you channeling. So all they do is channel themselves into your body and put you to the side. They put you to the side, to the back. You be there still, but you ain't got no control.
but that's what I'm saying. What is it's hypnotism, like they're just hypnotizing us? That's what it
This,
is. So how do you come out of the hypnotism?
you come out of hypnotism by doing the work. You gotta reconnect back to the earth. You gotta take the shoes off sometime. You gotta eat right. You gotta make sure you drinking good alkaline water. You know what I'm saying? You gotta meditate. You gotta not be afraid. You gotta not be afraid to meditate. Try to wake up in your dreams, to try to contact your ancestors and this and that. The best thing you can do is help your ancestors and try to contact your ancestors. But what they tell you, that's spooky. That's scary. Why you want to see your ancestors? Why you want to see ghosts and this and that and the third? Woo woo. They train you and brainwash you not to do that shit.
So that's basically what witchcraft is.
Witchcraft ain't nothing but dealing with the elements. You ain't nothing but the elements. Witchcraft ain't nothing but witchcraft ain't nothing but um good and bad. Dealing with nature. It's good and bad in everything. It's good and bad in Christianity. It's good and bad in Buddhism. It's good and bad in all these religions. Okay, for instance, for example, I can make a voodoo doll to harm you, or I can make a voodoo doll and you can't get pregnant, and I can make a fertility voodoo doll that'll help you get pregnant. Two different ways with one thing. Everybody always think of one thing when they come to these religions and when they come to this thing, when religion ain't nothing but a religion both ways. I can go evil with Christianity if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I can go evil with Buddhism if I wanted to. I can go evil with any religion on this earth. Then I can go good with it. It's all about what you do. So they scared us away from voodoo. They scared us away from witchcraft. They scared us away from the things that we had that was helping us because they don't want us to help them. I don't know where she went, y'all. We got an hour and 20 minutes. I hope ain't nobody kidnapped. That was another episode. The Open Mindz. Like, share, subscribe to content. We gone.